NBC 10 News starts now.
Right now on NBC 10 News at 11, severe weather rips through the region. Lightning flashes across the sky as rain dumps down on the area, making some roads tricky to drive on. Thank you for staying up with us tonight. I'm Fred Shropshire.
I'm Jacqueline London. This is the third straight day of severe storms as the heat wave continues. Team coverage for you tonight. NBC 10's Johnny Archer and Aaron Baskerville are out in areas that saw flash flooding and rained out roads. But we're beginning with our first alert weather team. Meteorologist Robert Johnson is here and meteorologist Justin Godnick. And we just heard about yet another tornado warning. Where is that?
This one is located in parts of Atlantic and Ocean counties. It is from Brigantine straight through LBI. A lot of folks on LBI right now. This is the time of year where folks are renting homes. Their population swells. This tornado warning is headed right for LBI as we speak right now.
That's exactly right, Justin. We had 4 tornado warnings in place yesterday, no confirmed tornadoes. So let's take you right to that tornado warned storm. And Justin, you were tracking tornado warnings earlier. Brilliant job doing it all. What do we know right now?
What we know right now, Robert, is National Weather Service did indeed say that we are looking at a tornado warning here with the potential for rotation. I want to get you the latest on this. It's a tornado warning again for parts of Atlantic County and parts of Ocean County. It is until 11:30. I'm going to start by zooming on in here and get you the very latest. We're going to take a look at the rotation here, also on radar, and start to analyze this storm. So we're looking at the Brigantine area right now, and here's what we see. It is well defined. It is very well defined. The reds next to the greens indicating the rotation. There is Brigantine, and there is the tip of LBI. So we're finding that this system is going to come right up onto LBI as it looks right now. Let me get back to the regular radar view, and we're going to look and see what type of echo that we're seeing. So this is the second tornado warning this evening. Again, this is for parts of Atlantic County and Ocean counties in New Jersey. It has been a very busy couple days here. As Robert mentioned, we've had several severe warnings and tornado warnings over the last 2 days. To the radar we go right now. What I see on radar right now as I stop this, nothing too convincing in terms of a hook echo that you normally would see, but a very strong thunderstorm. There are multiple lightning strikes here. Meteorologist Robert Johnson and I were discussing that there were 78 lightning strikes within a 15-minute period in parts of Cape May County. This storm is producing a tremendous amount of rainfall in a short amount of time. I'm going to get us in about as hyper-local as we can get on the radar here to show you where this tornado may be located. So there's Brigantine. We're right along the beach right here. We're finding our way up the beach, and now we're coming over to some of the islands here as we get towards some of the marshes. Back over towards the Parkway, Oyster Creek, and zooming back here by Route 9, you can see where this tornado warning is encompassing just a small area that's right along the immediate coast. In towards LBI, again, an area where many folks from our region go in the summer. People from Philly rent houses on LBI, and they stay there over the summer months, and certainly this is an area that's quite crowded now. There's Holgate. There's Long Beach Island Boulevard, West Avenue. If you live in any of these locations right now, now is the time to seek shelter. Let's go ahead and draw the cone. Get you some times here based upon where this is located. And we'll zoom back on out. And what we're going to find, again, is a very powerful thunderstorm. So now the second time tonight that we've been live for a tornado warning here. Just a tremendous amount of weather over the last couple of days. It's been unbelievable. Okay, so locally, the Rutgers Marine Station at 11:04, Rand's Marina at 11:12, Holgate on LBI at 11:20. It is now 11:03, 17 minutes until this reaches LBI. Beach Haven on LBI at 11:25. Surflight Theater, that's also on LBI. That'll be at 11:27, and Beach Haven Elementary School at 11:28. I want to go back here and just take a look quickly at the correlation coefficient. I talked about it to you before. Let's see if we have any debris showing up here. And you know what? There's a little something here. There is something showing up, Robert. I'm going to point this out first, and I'm going to toss it over to you because it looks like you have some information to share too. But see the blue? The blue is dissimilar. What that means, solid objects are being picked up by the radar in the air. Those are not raindrops. If they were, they would be of the pink shading, which is similar. So it is possible that there are some objects flying through the air right now here as we work towards the south end of Long Beach Island and then further inland towards Mystic Island. If you're along Great Bay Boulevard, that is where the possible tornado is currently on the ground here, or at least creating this debris. Didn't see this before. This is different now. This is potentially a tornado here with the debris signatures on the correlation coefficient. That is one of the keys that you look for. Let's zoom on back a little bit here real quick. Again, there's the greens, there's the reds. We have the possible couplet and rotation just about to come across the waterway onto LBI right now. So Robert Johnson, meteorologist Robert Johnson, has some information he wants to share with you now, and I'm going to get a better look at analyzing where this is headed and what speed it's moving forward. Robert.
Justin, you always do a great job of this expert analysis, and we've been through this situation several times yesterday, unfortunately, and we've gotten, unfortunately, a lot of practice about what to do when a tornado warning is issued. So if you are in this area, portions of Atlantic County and Ocean County, where the tornado warning does exist until 11:30, here's what you want to do. We want you to remain calm. Get to the lowest floor of your home. Move away from any windows and any doors and shelter in an interior space or room. Of course, a lot of people are vacationing down the shore at this time of year, so stay away from all windows and doors. Sometimes it can be exciting to try to go take a picture outside or go to the windows. We don't want you to do that whatsoever. Evacuate any mobile homes, certainly not as much of an issue in that portion of the region, and do not seek shelter under an overpass. Something we want to do right now is take you to the regular radar view, since we have certainly told you to make sure to stay safe in this region. We'll take you to radar, and of course this screen will fill in here in a second and show you where to be and where that area of rotation is. So there's the tornado warning, and as mentioned, the tornado warning is in effect until 11:30 for Atlantic County and Ocean County. Here's what the National Weather Service is saying. They're saying that at 10:57 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Brigantine or near Atlantic City, moving to the northeast very quickly at 40 miles per hour. So we want you to remain safe. You don't necessarily have a lot of time. I'll take you back to the regular velocity scan, and just as I say that, there is a new sweep coming in. So this area of rotation we're noticing right here, this is just to the north of Brigantine, where you see the greens and the reds together. Those are areas of rotation really close. So it's in between Beach Haven and Brigantine, just to the south of Mystic Island. This is the area that we're watching, the potential area of rotation. We don't have confirmation of a tornado at this point, but if there is a tornado, it would be right in this region, and it is quickly moving to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. So here's what we'll do. We'll back up this radar view and just take you well to the north, put another track on this, just as Justin did. But as we get more information about these storms, the track certainly does tend to change. So this is an approximate time for these tornado warned storms. Again, this isn't exact. These storms do switch direction and speed, but for Haven Beach, 11:25, and we're currently sitting at 11:07 for Brant Beach, 11:29. Ship Bottom, 11:33. The warning is in effect until 11:30, but still we want to keep you prepared just in case. And for Stafford, currently 11:38 for when this potential area of rotation would be in your neighborhood. So as mentioned, we want to keep you safe. We'll zoom into a couple more neighborhoods here just to give you a greater view of where this area of rotation is. And as mentioned, we want you to get to your safe place. South of Beach Haven, we're talking about South Long Beach Haven Boulevard, just to the south of Mystic Island. If we can zoom in even more here, and we see one road here. This is Great Bay Boulevard. And something to remember here, and I'll actually move this view to the north a little bit because there's a bit of a delay with radar scans and a bit of a delay with when you're getting this information, whether you're watching on television or especially if you're watching on any of our streaming platforms. So in this region, this is where we have an area of rotation. South of Ship Bottom, not officially in the warning. Beach Haven is in the warning. And even though this is the latest scan we have, think about this as you're watching this or listening to it, it's probably a little farther to the north by that point. So closer to Beach Haven, if you're in that region, you certainly want to get to your safe place at this moment in time. Make sure that you are covering yourself. Try to put shoes on if you do need to get to your safe place, if you have enough time to do so quickly. That way you are not going to be encountered by any of this potential debris in this area. Again, Great Bay Boulevard along with South Long Beach Boulevard. That's where we have the area of rotation, the green and the red close together. What does that mean when we talk about green and red? And unfortunately, we've had a lot of experience with this. The green, that's the wind moving toward the radar site. The red, that's the wind moving away from the radar site. And where we have this region, that's also where we have an area of rotation. And in addition, we have another update on this tornado warning. Meteorologist Justin Godnick also tracking this with me. Justin, you're noticing that update from the National Weather Service. What are you noticing, Justin?
Robert, I didn't mean to cut you off. Fantastic information coming from you, but I just wanted to point out right along Long Beach Boulevard right now, the correlation coefficient, which again picks up debris. We have a pretty good debris signature right on Long Beach Island. This is Long Beach Island Boulevard between Beach Haven and Haven Beach. Right here, if there is a tornado on the ground, it is literally picking up debris and moving it. I was talking about this type of radar shot before. When you see something that is not of the pink shading, that is not a raindrop, that is not a cloud the radar is picking up. It is a solid object, some piece of debris, and I'm seeing that right here, Long Beach Boulevard. So I want to take it back and do exactly what Robert was doing for you and give you a scan, just an idea of where this is headed. If you're on LBI right now, you should be in a safe place. You should grab something that is soft, like a pillow, a blanket. Find your way to an interior bathroom or a basement. And not a lot of basements on LBI, of course, because the water table's so high. So an interior bathroom or closet is the way to go. Let's get you some times on this immediately, because I'm pretty confident that based on that correlation coefficient, based on what Robert was showing us, how good of a rotation signature that is, there could be a tornado with this storm. Holgate, 11:14. It is now 11:10, 11:11. 3 minutes if you're in Holgate to seek shelter. Beach Haven, I showed you that. That is certainly in the path. It's the debris ball is very close to it, actually. 11:20. Beach Haven Elementary School, 11:23. Spray Beach, this is all along LBI, 11:26. Haven Beach at around 11:30. And we continue towards Cedar Run County Park at 11:37. I'm so concerned about this because of that debris ball, because of what Robert was showing you. That velocity scan really does look like there could be a tornado here. And if there is one, it's right on. It's right on Long Beach Boulevard right now. It's right there. There's your red. There's your green. There's the contrast. There's where the rotation would be. So this tornado, if there is one on the ground, would actually be on LBI. It's on the island. So let's go back to the correlation coefficient again here, just to show you where this possibly could be. This is a great tool. It really helps us out a lot. And we are seeing right there. That's where the tornado would be. That's Spray Beach. Right there in the water, possibly in the Barnegat Bay, probably drifting onto land right now. That really shows me that there is debris in the air right now. It's not just radar indicated. This is possibly picking up large chunks of debris, pieces of wood, anything like furniture that would be outside, and is throwing them around. That's why it's so important to get to the safe place, to get something soft, to surround yourself with a blanket, a pillow, a bathtub, and an interior bathroom. Best bet, and cover yourself with something soft. Flying debris is what makes tornadoes so deadly and dangerous. And that right there is flying debris, according to our debris tracker. Meteorologist Robert Johnson has some more information he wants to add. Robert.
This update coming in, Justin, from the National Weather Service, that as the storm has shifted, the tornado warning is no longer in effect for Atlantic County. When we came on NBC 10 News at 11 o'clock, about 13 minutes ago, we had a tornado warning in effect for both Atlantic County and Ocean County. Now, since that storm has very quickly moved to the northeast at 40 miles per hour or so, now the tornado warning is only in effect for Ocean County until 11:30. Here we sit at 11:13, so for a little more than 15 minutes, the tornado warning continues for Ocean County. So that's the latest update from the National Weather Service as they have seen the storm shift to the northeast. One thing I want to do here, I'll clear this view. I'll take you back to the velocity scan as we were just talking about, and we will take off these lightning bolts too and show you, yeah, we still see it there, Justin. I mean, in and around Beach Haven along South Long Boulevard,
Extremely well defined. Extremely well defined.
Extremely well defined. You're exactly right. I mean, we were talking about this right before NBC 10 News at 11 came along, that we still have the reds and the greens close together, a tight area of rotation. We could have a tornado here. Either way, you want to remain in your safe place, get to the lowest level of your home, and make sure to stay away from any windows and doors. And of course, what's tough about this, Justin, is that this is an area where a lot of people are vacationing in the summertime. You may be in a home that you're not very familiar with because you're vacationing there. So as mentioned, stay away from all windows and doors. Get inside of a bedroom, a bathroom is usually a really good place to be. And this storm continues to drift to the northeast. One thing I want to check is to see if this storm has changed in speed, and it is still moving to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. So I will back up this view and update the storm track, and we want to do this very often so that way we can give you the latest and greatest information. And this storm continues to move to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. We'll do a track on this. This is around Beach Haven, and I know this extends outside of the warning at times. So we will do another track on this here. And it would be in Ship Bottom close to 11:25, so in about 10 minutes or so, if not even sooner than that. For Harvey Cedars, 11:32, which is not in the warning, but still these storms are coming your way. Whether it's rotating winds or straight line winds, they're still going to cause some damage. Barnegat Light, 11:38, again outside of the tornado warning, and Bayside Beach at 11:42. Again, let's take you back to this tornado warned storm. We'll zoom in a little closer on it and see that area of rotation. I'll zoom in a little bit tighter. And there you see Long Beach Boulevard. You see Haven Beach, you see Brant Beach, you see Beach Haven. If you're hearing me in this area, you definitely want to get to your safe place. In addition, we have several tools that we can use to track these storms, and we continue to monitor the chat room that we have with the National Weather Service, and they are still at this point continuing that tornado warning that remains in place for portions of Ocean County. We'll pause this radar view here, and something that we'll do is pop up this view. Query this view. The tornado warning remains in effect for Ocean County until 11:30. And the thing is, even though Ocean County, a lot of people in Ocean County may watch our sister station in New York, WNBC, Storm Team 4. However, a lot of people do travel from the Philadelphia region down into this area of Ocean County, especially in the summertime. And that is where we have a tornado warning that remains in place. And whether we're talking about rotating winds or straight line winds, this is still going to be a hazard with a lot of heavy rain and loads of lightning as the storm very quickly moves to the northeast, Justin, at 40 miles per hour. And of course, you were tracking another tornado warning earlier in the night. We had 4 tornado warnings yesterday, though no confirmed tornadoes from any of those tornado warned storms. And we've both been tracking this, and I know you have a closer view of that region for where the tornado warning is in place. Justin, what can you tell us?
Robert, I got to say, it has been a very busy couple days.
Yes.
And, we right now have perhaps a little bit of good news to pass along to some of our viewers who are watching right now on Long Beach Island. Before I was showing you that debris ball that was right on LBI, as it looks right now, this radar view, the correlation coefficient, that debris ball has diminished. So that is actually a good sign, showing me that there is nothing being thrown through the air here that isn't just a raindrop at this point. One thing I want to mention, I know LBI very well. I've been there. I've been on vacation many times there. The houses generally do not have basements because the water table is so high. So the best thing you can do is get to an interior room as quickly as possible, a bathroom, or even a hallway where you can shut all the doors and there are no windows. Try to cover yourself in something that is soft. If there is any debris being thrown around, you certainly want to avoid that hitting you. That is what makes the tornado so deadly. It is the debris balls that we're concerned about. I want to take you back to the regular radar right now, because as we analyze that, we get a better idea of what we're looking at in terms of structure, and we can tell if there's some signs that perhaps this is weakening, or perhaps it's not spinning in the way that it was. Maybe the winds are more straight line. We're back here with the regular radar view. At the very least, this is a monster of a thunderstorm. I mean, you're getting at least straight line winds coming down from the clouds, very, very heavy rain, multiple lightning strikes extending from Beach Haven to Spray Beach to Haven Beach, and this will continue right along LBI based on its trajectory. Let's get you some more times now. Robert was doing this so masterfully before, and I'm going to do it right now just to show you exactly where this is headed on LBI. I mean, this is basically taking the entire extent of the island, so we'll take you even up towards Ship Bottom, because I don't see how this weakens between now and when it reaches Ship Bottom. Here we are, Brighton Beach at 11:22. We're right now at 11:18. That's 4 minutes to get to your safe place. 11:27 for Brant Beach. You have a couple minutes now to find safety, to find shelter. We're finding our way towards Ship Bottom at 11:34. Again, with such a good signature here, looking again at velocity, I don't see how this weakens or how they don't extend this at this point. You know, we had that debris ball before. This is a very concerning situation. The only saving grace, perhaps, is if this can find its way out into the open ocean, become a water spout, because it is trending off towards the east. But yeah, there's the red and greens right next to each other. I mean, Robert, we got a pretty good looking. I see you see the debris balls actually back now on the correlation coefficient.
Right, and something I'll show you for our viewers, and because you did this so well, Justin, I backed the debris tracker up, and this view now is from 11:11, and currently we're sitting at 11:19, just for reference. And this was some of the debris that Justin was talking about. Just to the north of Beach Haven. And you see that area of blue that popped up along Long Beach Boulevard. That was the debris that Justin was mentioning as the storm was sliding to the northeast. And I'll send it back to you here, Justin, in just a moment. But then as we pop this view over to the present moment, and here we are at 11:19 and now 11:20, we don't see that same area of bright blue. Still, that doesn't mean you get out of your safe place. I want you to remain in your safe place. However, we still have the tornado warning in place for portions of Ocean County until 11:30, but thankfully not noticing as much of what probably was debris just to the north of Beach Haven. So something we'll do before I send it back to you, Justin, I'll look at our latest velocity scan and notice now for Brighton Beach, north of Beach Haven, just to the south of Brant Beach, and this system, it's moving very quickly to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. Typically, just to give you a frame of reference, storms will move to the northeast or maybe to the east at about 30 miles per hour. This one's a little quicker, so we need to keep giving you an update on these storm tracks. I'll check the National Weather Service chat room as I'm doing all of this, and they're still saying that it's moving to the northeast at 40 miles per hour, which is helpful for us so that way we can continue to track the storm. But it is right along the immediate shoreline. That is where we continue to have the area of rotation. We will put another track on this as this storm slides to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. And here we go. So it'll be in Ship Bottom at approximately 11:25. So we're currently approaching 11:22. You only have a few minutes. Get to your safe place right now. The warning is in place until 11:30, by the way. Surf City, 11:27. Harvey Cedars, 11:33. Again, the warning's in place until 11:30, but still, whether these storms are rotating or whether they're straight line winds, they can still cause a lot of damage in a quick amount of time, along with heavy rain and loads of lightning. Barnegat Light, 11:38. So that's the latest on the storm as it continues to drift to the northeast very quickly at 40 miles per hour along the immediate shoreline. Again, the reds and the greens really close together, well to the north of Beach Haven, and we're going to continue to get more tracks from the radar, more scans from the radar from the National Weather Service as this storm very quickly moves to the northeast, but you don't have a lot of time and you want to get to your safe place. Of course, I'm not here alone. Meteorologist Justin Godnick also tracking this with me. Justin doing a great job tracking the latest developments with the system. What are you seeing on your end?
Oh, Robert, I will say, and we have been looking at this together now, this velocity scan, while there is a distinct green and red here indicating that there is some spin, I am noticing a slow reduction, a weakening, if you will, of this couplet. Could be some good news. Also, the location of this couplet is now over the open Atlantic.
Yes.
So this has pulled away from the actual landmass, the LBI, the island itself. It's now over the open Atlantic. So if there is something spinning here at this point, it may very well be a water spout that is continuing out into the ocean, which could be some great news here. You know, seeing that debris ball earlier, though, I am pretty convinced that something touched down, at least for a little while here. Let's get back to the regular radar scan. Very busy, very active, a ton of lightning strikes, a tremendous amount of lightning over a short amount of time. This is a very powerful thunderstorm. There's no doubt about that. I'll draw the cone again, as Robert has been doing too. Very important to let you know where this is headed. I mean, it's headed basically right up the island here. So if you think about what's on LBI, right, as you continue north on LBI, once you cross beyond the causeway and go farther north towards Surf City, towards, let's say, Ship Bottom, areas further north like that, Barnegat Light itself, these areas are quite populated. I mean, there's a lot of homes there. So anyone that is in these homes needs to seek shelter immediately. Robert actually has some very important information he wants to pass along, so I'm going to get it right back over to him.
Hey there, Justin. Thank you. We just heard word from the National Weather Service that they have expired the tornado warning for Southern Ocean County. That will be allowed to expire at 11:30. And really, it's for the same reasoning that you're mentioning, is that even though the warning continues to be in place, where we see the greens and the reds close together, the areas of rotation, that's out into the open Atlantic. And this storm has been very quickly moving to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. That's why we keep doing storm tracks on this, because as mentioned, sometimes these storms can change speed or direction, or they can move out into open waters, not over land. So we no longer have an area of rotation that is over this portion of Southern Ocean County. That's pushed out into the open Atlantic, and that's why, as we sit here at 11:24 p.m., that the National Weather Service in Mount Holly, New Jersey, is saying that the tornado warning for Southern Ocean County will expire at 11:30 p.m. Also, this just coming in now from the National Weather Service, a local storm report that an ambulance was unable to reach a resident due to flooding, so the fire department assisted with a water rescue in Penns Grove. That was in Salem County in New Jersey. And even though, and we've been talking about this for days, Justin, you, myself, and meteorologist Brittany Shipp and the entire team, that even though tornado warnings often get a lot of the attention, we have been talking about this throughout NBC 10 News at 4, 5, 6, and 7 o'clock. Flash flooding is our biggest issue today, and then strong straight line winds. I mean, look at all this lightning that we've had over the past 15 minutes. I'll just pause the view here just to show you a little bit more of what's happening across our region, and some of this is into the water, but still 110 lightning strikes within the past 15 minutes. And as mentioned, an ambulance unable to reach a resident due to flooding, so the fire department assisted with the water rescue in Penns Grove, in Salem County, in New Jersey. Flooding certainly a huge factor. And as we were preparing, Justin and I were preparing to go on NBC 10 News tonight at 11 o'clock, we're getting ready to talk about these storms, how they were drifting from west to east, give you some storm reports as well, because we have seen plenty of storm reports over the past several hours, with these storms dumping a lot of rain in a short period of time. That's why there was a severe thunderstorm watch in place. That's why there was a flood watch in place too. But the latest information coming to us now from the National Weather Service is that here we are at 11:26. The tornado warning in Southern Ocean County to expire at 11:30. That area of rotation now moving out into open waters. And while we're still talking weather coverage here, something I want to do is pause this radar view, take you back to the velocity scan just to check a couple of other areas where we could be seeing rotation while we're still here, and not noticing quite as much rotation onto many of the open waters, maybe a little bit there well to the north of Harvey Cedars, which is outside officially of the NBC 10 viewing area. But I know that a lot of you watch us there, especially if you're vacationing in that area. But thankfully, we are no longer under a threat of a tornado for this portion of Ocean County. The National Weather Service will allow this to expire at 11:30. That's the latest word coming in from them. Justin, we'll hand it over to you. And of course, you have a greater look at the 10-day forecast.
Yeah, let's get back to a little normalcy here, Robert. Great job on certainly tracking that tornado warning over parts of Ocean County, which again expires at 11:30. I want to take you into the 10-day forecast here just to give you some information here for your forecast going forward. We're looking at some scattered thunderstorms for Thursday. I suspect that these will not be severe. They look to be of garden variety as we head into the afternoon. There will be a lot of clouds around, a cooler day, a high of 83. Pop-up thunderstorms possible for Friday. These could be stronger as more humidity works in, and we have some sunshine throughout the morning hours. Mainly dry Saturday. That's your better weekend day with a high of 88 degrees. Watching for potential PM storms on Sunday. Those, again, could be severe. So we're not getting a big break here. The flooding could continue as more storms come through. As we go into Monday, about 87 degrees. Storms are possible as well. Same for Tuesday. One dry day on Wednesday, and then we round out our 10-day forecast with temperatures that are fairly seasonable. So again, just to recap, the tornado warning, thanks to meteorologist Robert Johnson relaying that information to us, will drop at 11:30 for southern parts of Ocean County. So now we want to get it back over maybe to Fred and Jackie for a little bit here for some news after all these weather incidents we've had over the last couple days. We can take a deep breath now, guys, and toss it back over to you.
Another extremely active night with these tornado warnings. Justin Godnick and Robert Johnson, thank you so much for your coverage. And we have more chances for storms this week. You can stay on top of the severe weather on the free NBC 10 app. You can set up personalized weather alerts to get updates on what to expect where you live. And make sure to wake up with NBC 10. Meteorologist Bill Henley and the rest of the morning team will tell you when to expect those storms to roll through and have the very latest if there is any damage from these tornado warnings that came through this evening, expiring in just under a minute. And the morning show starts at 5 a.m.